I heard it first time from a guy called Louis Grenier, who said I build a community that is not overwhelming to me. And now you said that you build a company in a way that you would enjoy running it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they constantly are dealing with the guilt of the things that they are not doing. They're thinking, I must do that. But at the end of the day, because they don't want to do that, they don't do it. And they're constantly in that, I must do that, but I don't want to do that. And you're the second person that I hear recently saying, did it, but in my own way, in a way that is not overwhelming to me. I was wondering if you identify yourself at all to that feeling of, I have to do something, but I hate it. But I must do it, but I hate it.
I think that's the feeling I always wanted to avoid. So I heard about that a lot as well. And there's a couple of decisions when you think about startups that I just couldn't identify myself with. So kind of naturally, I broke it down to why am I doing this and what do I want to get out of it? And the main things I wanted was financial independence, location independence, and time independence. Those were the most important. Basically, do whatever I want at any time with anyone that I enjoy on my own terms. That was the main thing. And so then the question becomes, is building a company compatible with that? And I think traditionally, no, right? Because traditionally you have an idea, you would go out and find investors to help you fund that idea because you need to get it off the ground quickly and you need funding to quit your job basically and start building this thing. And suddenly you no longer have financial independence because you're dependent on these investors. You most likely also don't have location independence because your investors will not like it if you just move to Japan on a whim away from, whatever place you're in. So those are things that I wanted to avoid. And then we come to running a business where people are frustrated with sitting in meetings all day, where people are frustrated with working with people that they don't enjoy working with. And so I wanted to avoid that as well and make sure that it's a remote company, but also an async company, that we spend more of our time in chat rooms, emails, writing to each other instead of, sitting on meetings all day, because I wanted to have the freedom to work on creative avenues, on deep work, maybe not work at all and just move to Japan without, the business being disrupted. Now, a business like that comes with, downsides as well. I think we had to give up a lot of opportunities. We had to give up a lot of growth opportunities. At the end of the day, we had to give up revenue and money for this to happen. But for me, that's the only way I would want to run this business. And it also, ensures to some degree that I can run this business for the next 10 years. I've been on it for a couple of years, but, it's a business that I could easily run for the next 10 years and still be happy to work, motivated to work and wanting to grow further. And I think that's not the case when, in my case, it would have been the traditional business of getting funding and being in an office, probably somewhere in Switzerland. I would have probably said after a couple of years, this needs to work out, or I need to sell it, or I need to do something with it because how it is today, it can't go on. And that's not the case for me right now at all. It's a business that I'm happy to run for a long time.
It sounds to me that you must have also given up this controlling everything that a typical founder would have if you have built a company that gives you that flexibility and you can also experience that internally. Is that true? Because while I'm listening, I'm also wondering, yeah, everyone wants to build that. What have you sacrificed here? How did you elevate yourself so that can be achieved? Because the last time that I tried to do that, I just wouldn't be able to do that. Wouldn't be able to not be very close to the people executing the strategies. Even if I would decide that, I want to go to Japan, my brain would be there all the time. I wouldn't be able to relax and enjoy my trip, or just enjoy the place, or enjoy my life with such a time difference. So what is the secret here?
I think ultimately it's confidence in your team and the people that you hire. And it's definitely not something that I could do alone. There's a lot of moving parts in this kind of business. And so the magic is really partly because we are a remote and an async company. We can hire from the global talent pool, right? We're not just focused on Switzerland. We can hire from anywhere. And I think the nice part about this is I can hire the greatest minds in the world right? Like I can go out, I search, I can post a job post and basically hire from the entire world and see, who is out there and who fits us. And so I think our team is extremely talented and just an extremely insanely talented team. And that gives me the confidence to say, whatever they're doing it much better than I ever could. And I think that's the goal. I think the idea of control comes from the idea, if you're a founder, that I know it all and that I know it best as well. So I need to be in control of anything, because if I'm not in control, it's not going to get done to the highest degree. But if you hire the best people in the world, you end up with a feeling of, if I put my fingers and my hands in this, it's going to get worse than if I just let this insanely talented person do their thing. That feeling, that comes with time. I think that's not something that you have from day one. That comes with stability and a business at a certain size. But at that point, you have a team that executes at a level much, much higher than you ever could. Why would you want to micromanage it? Why would you want to? So yeah, trust and talent are the two keywords I would say, of having trust in your people, and they have the kind of talent to pay that trust back to you with execution at an incredibly high level.